Deep sleep is when you're not dreaming. When you dream or lucid dream or astral project, when you're able to really do it and your body doesn't depend on sleep anymore and you have surpassed the whole food is required and this is needed and that's needed and all the things that we've always thought. When you've surpassed that, it's not just because the food you eat relays messages to your nervous system, whether you're tired or awake or hungry or anything like that. You understand that your mind is in control of all those things, because the mind is actually in control of the fruit. And that sounds really silly, but if you are to live in a place that's separate, I'm separate than you in a physical sense, but in reality, the lifeness in me is just as alive as it is in you. Same thing with an apple, okay? Like an apple uses the universal mind to do what an apple needs to do. I'm not going to try to explain it because it doesn't matter. You go ahead and explain it, because that's how much it matters. So when you eat a bunch of stuff, they do what they need to do. The fruits, the animals, anything you eat does what it does in your body. Its molecular structures operate as so. But when your mind is universal, they're all in harmony. So you start going off of how you mentally think. Do I want to live to be 100 years old? Do I want to be old and gray and wrinkled? Or do I want to be 90 years old and look really young and have everyone think that there's some magical thing and swarm me with all kinds of stuff? No, I don't. I want other people to start doing it so then we can all do it together. If not, I don't want to do it. I know it sounds silly, but let me go on a little bit more. When you go to sleep and you're really, really sleeping deeply, you wake up in the morning, we call it rejuvenated. What does juvenated mean? Juvenile, when you're young and you don't know any better. When you're rejuvenated, you wake up fresh and new. You feel new. What does new mean? Not old. Doesn't mean, I'm thinking about yesterday because it bothers me. I'm thinking about the past, whatever. Sometimes you'll feel rejuvenated and you'll be like, whatever I did gave me a burst of energy unlike usual. So that's why you say rejuvenated. It's something new. It's not something you're dwelling on. Maybe something that you did opened up something new in you. But if you start opening up the new things in you on your own, not having to have something else or somebody else do it for you, that's what the whole point is. So when you get deep sleep, okay, when you're in deep sleep, you truly rest. So have you ever fallen asleep watching TV? Well, know this for sure. When you die, if you stay conscious, it's like dreaming. You have no pain. It's not going to hurt. You may have memory and thought, but when you can't wake up from the dream, it's pretty scary, because that's what you are, and you want to be in control of what your mind is, the invisible part of you that people don't see on the outside. When you have a smile on the outside, but you're broken on the inside, what you need to do is worry about what's on the inside, okay? If not, you'll be unconscious. Like, say when you go to sleep and you don't have any dreams and you never remember anything, you'll be unconscious. Next thing you know, you'll be alive again. And you'll be a baby, and you'll grow up and you'll think the whole thing along the lines, and then you'll be unconscious again. If you stay conscious, you'll see that it doesn't hurt at all. It's like falling asleep during a movie. Put it that way. Like, you may get in a big car accident. The process of the dying part, like the cutting and the bleeding and the thinking you were hurting, that might hurt. But just like if you get a cut on your arm and it bleeds, it hurts. And you feel it. But you can shut that off with your mind too, believe it or not. I mean, some people can, and everyone knows that they've cut themselves or had a cut or a scar or any kind of incision or a bruise or something. And as you go throughout your day, that same bruise doesn't even hurt, that same cut doesn't hurt unless you touch it or someone bumps it or you bump it or you notice it somehow. It's like that. So when you die, it's just like deep sleeping for that super restful wakefulness. Like when you wake up the next day and you feel rejuvenated. When you die and you allow your consciousness to go to the oneness, that's usually when you're born pure and you come out a clean slate. Not with a bunch of stuff in the back of your mind, your universal mind. But, it's all there. But there's a point to it all where it's almost like each story you've seen, read, heard of, watched, anything. And each story that you've seen or heard of is a character of its own, and it's living itself out. So The character is just a depiction of the one. You are, I am, the book is, the couch is, the chair is, the post outside, the cement. It's its own character in a book, or they're props for other characters, and they're all living. It's living rock. Same with the pyramids. It's living. It's alive. It's not because people had to stitch it together. They made it look that way. We made it look that way. I made it look that way. But I don't want to get too deep into that kind of stuff because it's too odd for some people. So what I'm trying to say is when you die, your ability to sleep and remember dreams, if you are conscious and you enjoy it, I encourage you to keep doing it. If you have a lot of dreams, I would encourage you to stop doing whatever negative things it is. Work out whatever drama or trauma you have in the back of your mind. Stop watching negative, violent things and start introducing good ideas into your life if you have nightmares. And remove yourself from the negative people and places and things that you're around. That's all I could recommend as a human being, because you have to get your mind clear and start working on how you think. So have no fear. Being here is a magic thing. So if you don't enjoy it while you're here, that's your fault. If you don't find something to do while you're here, that's your fault. If you're around a bunch of people that hold you down and you stay around them, it's your fault. So go live. Until next time, peace.